Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. If you didn't know, now you know. The LCS season starts tomorrow. It's been kind of confusing because, we had this whole LCS lock-in preseason tournament, and then it just kind of wrapped up, and there wasn't really even an LCS schedule out already. A ton of people really confused. I've gotten so many comments on YouTube and on Twitter like, when does the LCS start? Does it start this weekend? Does it start in a couple weeks? Do they give them a break? Do they not get a break? What's going on? And the answer is, it's weird that it's been so confusing. I do agree with you guys, but the answer is it starts tomorrow. February 5th is opening day for the LCS regular season. Now the games count. Now the games mean something. This is the year where spring split's supposed to matter, and it's still, less significant, but it does matter because obviously they're going to be taking the regular season standings from over the course of the whole year. Also, what's really awesome about the LCS is not only do we have this really cool preseason tournament that was a huge smash hit success with all the fans and teams and pretty much everyone involved, we also have super weeks every single week. 3 games per team per week. That is going to be so fun. It's going to be so exciting. It's going to make Spring Split really better than ever. I believe it's going to be a condensed version with a ton of action. It's going to be a ton of fun. So in today's video, we're going to be going through my picks and predictions, breakdown of all of the week 1 games. We have 15 games to talk about. I'm going to be giving my thoughts and opinions, hopefully getting your guys' as well. If you have not already, smash that like button really quick. Let's run up the numbers on this video for the start of the LCS season. I would appreciate it so much. Helps me out the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're not subscribed already and you enjoy my content, hey, consider clicking the subscribe button as well, because hey, we're trying to get those numbers up as well because hey, it'd just be cool. If we can get to 6,300 subscribers, that'd be awesome. With that being said, let's get right into today's video. We're going to start out by talking about the LCS lock-in tournament a little bit more. When we take a look at the bracket, here's kind of how things shaped up. We had CLG and Dig getting eliminated before the bracket even started. So, those are kind of our bottom 2 teams. And then here was a bracket of the top 8 teams. We have 100 Thieves, CLOUD9, Evil Geniuses, and Team Liquid being our top 4. We have C9 and TL as the top 2. And we have TL with our eventual champion. So that's how, if you weren't sure about the lock-in tournament, you just needed a refresher. That's how things shaped up. That was the last we've seen of all these teams. Some teams got a couple days off, like C9 and TL, and even the teams in the semifinals. Some teams got a couple weeks off, like CLG and Dig. It was just all over the place. Teams are coming in with various amounts of practice. Some teams in the lock-in tournament, like Cloud9 played like 17 games in the lock-in tournament. They've gotten so much time and practicing stuff together. That stuff's so valuable. But there's what we're dealing with. Now, getting into it, week 1, day 1, here's what we got on the schedule. Opening match is TSM against FlyQuest. This is a rematch of the summer finals of the LCS. Obviously, where TSM did take down FlyQuest. But these two teams could not be more different than they were then. At that time, this is the 1 seed and the 2 seed in North America. There's an argument that maybe Team Liquid is the best team, maybe Cloud9 is the best team, but TSM and FlyQuest were for sure in that conversation, and they proved to be the 2 best in the summer split of 2020. Now, you'd be hard-pressed to find really anyone saying that either of these teams are at the top. But it will still be an interesting opening day game. It's not going to be as hype as some of the other games, but still, these 2 teams are pretty closely matched up. They're teams that have high aspirations and expectations and stuff for this year, and the loser of this match is going to kind of be in a bad spot because TSM didn't look great in the lock-in tournament, and FlyQuest didn't look great either. So the loser of this matchup really comes out in a pretty bad spot where they're already behind all the good teams. You don't want to be behind a mediocre team as well. So whoever wins this, it should be in a much better position than the loser of this. But again, it's just one game. Doesn't matter too much. But these games matter. These games count for real. I am going to be taking TSM in game 1 against FlyQuest. I don't think FlyQuest looked that great. And obviously, TSM did not look great either. But I think FlyQuest equally has a lot of troubles, and they're a much less experienced team. I think TSM started to maybe figure some things out. Obviously, they took a game off Cloud9. They started to look a little bit better as the tournament went on. I'm not really excited about either of these teams, but I do have TSM rated a little bit higher right now. I think they hopefully should be able to get the job done in the opening game of the set. Next up, we have Team Liquid and Immortals. I think this is a huge mismatch. I think Team Liquid is the best team in the league. I think Immortals is one of the worst. I am excited to see Zergze, how he's able to do. I'm excited to see Raze and Destiny. I haven't got to watch much of them play, but Insanity's been solid. Revenge has been okay. Immortals maybe not super duper terrible, but Team Liquid's a different beast. Next up, this in my opinion is the most hyped game of the day, the biggest game of the day, and this is a matchup that I really wanted to see. 100 Thieves and Evil Geniuses both looked really solid in the lock-in. They both finished finished third and fourth, respectively, whatever order you want to put those two teams in. So let's settle it. Let's see who the third best team in North America is right now. You know, these are the two losers of the semifinal. They're the closest kind of teams in terms of standings. You know, like obviously Team Liquid and Cloud9 were pretty close. We got to see them. TSM and FlyQuest are maybe 5th and 6th. We're going to get to see them. Let's play the third place game. Let's see how it would go. And this is what we're going to get. I am leading the way of 100 Thieves. However, I think Evil Geniuses started out locking really hot and kind of simmered out over the course of it. And 100 Thieves, even though they kind of blew their series against Cloud9, they were still up 2-0 on Cloud9, who eventually took Team Liquid to Game 5-2. I think 100 Thieves is really, really close to those top two teams. And I think Evil Geniuses is clear 4th in the league right now, but I think they're pretty distant from 100 Thieves in terms of 3rd place. So I am going to take 100 Thieves in that game. I do like them. I think they should start out the season hot. They look pretty good in the lock-in tournament. Next, we got Golden Guardians and Cloud9. Cloud9, another team that really, really ramped up throughout the course of the lock-in tournament. Obviously, Golden Guardians proved a lot of people wrong who were kind of hating on them. Not that they didn't prove that they're a good team necessarily, but they, proved that they can at least do some things. They still had some weird throws, some weird plays, but they play an aggressive, fun style. So I at least enjoy watching them play because it's good. Something crazy is gonna happen. So I think this will be a fun game. Two pretty fun teams, but I do think Cloud9 is just much, much more talented. Even though Fudge hasn't looked great to start the season, I don't think Niles is necessarily going to be good enough to just like straight up abuse that and like solo carry the game himself. He's had his own fair share of mistakes and throws and all that stuff. And then the final game of the day, two kind of just disgusting teams right now. Dignitas, who I think might be the worst team in the league, and CLG, who is proving already to be the most dysfunctional team in the league. Broxa's not going to be there. He's still having visa issues. Finn just got to North America. Pobelter's benched for having attitude issues or fighting with the coaches or something weird like that. Wild Turtle and Smoothie did not look good in the lock-in tournament. I really don't like this Dignitas team, but man, it's tough for me to pick CLG right now. So I'm going to be going the way of Dignitas in this one. Maybe that's a little bit of an upset, but man, both these teams are looking pretty rough right now. Getting into the second day of action, we have FlyQuest and Evil Geniuses. I think this is where Evil Geniuses is going to get on the board. I do think they, again, in lock-in tournament, they proved to be a pretty fun team. Being able to play around Impact, he shows when he gets the right champions, he can be a carry threat. It's something that people didn't really give him the respect for and stuff when he was on Team Liquid and maybe even when he played internationally. But we saw what happens when he gets Renekton, when he gets a busted champion in the meta. He can absolutely go to work and he can dominate games. Jizuke is looking much better and more like his old self this year than he did last year. Svenskeren is solid as always. Ignar's been good to start the season and definitely has been better than I expected. There's a lot to like about the Evil Geniuses team right now, but we'll see if they're legit. They kind of have a difficult schedule to start the season with 100 Thieves and FlyQuest. No easy games there, even though FlyQuest might have been a little bit overrated in the preseason. They're still a talented team that can come to play, but I do think Evil Geniuses should be able to pull this one out, but that should be a fun one. Next up, we have Dignitas and Team Liquid. Again, I love Team Liquid. I really the opposite of love Dignitas. I'm going to be going to Team Liquid there. I don't think that really needs too much explanation. I think Team Liquid's pretty much better at every single position by a lot. It's not even close. I think Team Liquid gets that one pretty easy. 100 Thieves and CLG. Same stuff about CLG. They're a mess. I'm staying away from them. 100 Thieves. They look good. Demonte did not look great towards the end of the Cloud9 series. He really got kind of hard abused, hard exposed a little bit. They got away from the Galio and TF for some reason. They started going to the Rise. And yes, the Rise did work one game, and they showed that Demonte can play a champion like that and take on Perks, can take on Cloud9, but he also showed the rest of the series that he can't do it consistently. 100 Thieves also had weird drafts where they had the Galio, which is a power pick for Demonte, they had the Set, which is a power pick for Huhi, and they took Set mid and Galio support. So I don't know, were they just kind of limit testing in lock-in? Were they just kind of trying out stuff? Were they being experimental? Or is 100 Thieves coaching staff kind of weird? Because I don't love Zix as a coach, to be honest. I think he does some really, really weird shit from time to time, and I'm honestly not the biggest fan of him. He can be a really smart guy. He can do some huge, big brain stuff, but he also, I think he overthinks things way too often, tries to be like way too tricky, tries to get way too cute, and I really think that's what we saw from the 100 Thieves drafts against Cloud9. So maybe, there's always the excuse of, oh, lock-in was just preseason tournament, and we didn't really care about it, blah, blah, blah. We'll see. I don't know. I do like 100 Thieves, but I wish they'd stop doing some of that weird stuff. And I really wish, honestly, probably that they just get a new coach. I would honestly be looking to move on from Zix, but that's just me. Next up, we have TSM and CLOUD9. This is going to be a great game in terms of viewership. Obviously, it should be pretty hype, should be a banger. TSM looking to get their revenge after CLOUD9 knocked them out of the tournament. TSM did not look great in the tournament, and CLOUD9 didn't look amazing early on either, but CLOUD9 ramped up as the tournament went on. TSM did as well, but not enough in the end, obviously. But they did show that they can take games off CLOUD9. And again, they took a game off CLOUD9, who beat 100 Thieves, who took Team Liquid to Game 5. So TSM, when they're at their peak, or at least someday, some games, has the talent and the ability to play with some of these top teams. Unfortunately for them, they've looked wildly inconsistent to start the season, so I'm definitely going to be staying away from them. I see this as a CLOUD9 victory, and in the final matchup of the day, Immortals and Golden Guardians. Again, not a matchup that I'm very excited for. Two kind of bottom half teams, but I don't really know what to expect from Immortals. I haven't got to see Xerxes yet. I haven't got to see Raze and Destiny. I think they have a chance to be good in North America, but I've gotten to see more of the Golden Guardians team, and I know that they can, surprise people, and they can be pretty exciting. They can be interesting. I think Iconic has been really was a beast in the lock-in tournament. Blaze Olive was fighting with kidney stones. He's going to be healthy now. He might be able to start playing a little bit better. Give me Golden Guardians in this one. Finally, this is Sunday, the Sunday games, week 1, day 3. I don't know why we have this green dot on the screen. Let's get rid of that. Okay, nope, we're actually erasing the teams on accident. I guess the green dot's going to stay. But this is, again, super week, so we get 5 games per day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's going to be so much LCS action for the fans of North American League of Legends. This is going to be an awesome thing. Game 1 of Sunday is FlyQuest against Team Liquid. FlyQuest with a hard schedule to start the season. TSM, Evil Geniuses, Team Liquid. I guess I'm picking FlyQuest to start out 0-3, which is pretty surprising, but I mean, the TSM game is going to be very, very winnable for them, but I don't really see them beating Evil Geniuses or Team Liquid. Honestly, obviously, it's best of 1 and anything can happen. Literally, any team could win any game. I mean, CLG right now could beat Team Liquid in a best of 1 if they int the draft, if something crazy happens. It's absolutely possible, but I just think it's really unlikely, and I think it would kind of be disingenuous to pick against them. So I don't think FlyQuest is terrible, but I just don't really like these matchups for them to start the season. I have them starting 0-3. Next up, we have Evil Geniuses and Golden Guardians. This is a game that I could see potentially Golden Guardians maybe putting up a little bit of a fight against Evil Geniuses, maybe being able to pull that one off. I mean, it would be tough, and we haven't really picked too many upsets yet. You got to have some spicy stuff. You got to get some interesting stuff. Evil Geniuses, again, I think they were a little bit overrated at the beginning because they started out 3-0, then they dropped a game, then they got absolutely smashed by Team Liquid. Maybe they're having a little bit more issues. I'm still not completely sold on Deathly. Jizuke, he started out hot, but we've seen him go on hot runs before. Honestly, I might take Golden Guardians in this one. Give me them. CLOUD9, Immortals. I'm definitely not picking 2 monster upsets in a row, though. Definitely not a big fan of Immortals. But if Xerxes comes over to North America and is able to be a beast, I think this team could be surprising. But again, I got to see that first before I start picking that stuff. And then TSM against CLG. If TSM loses CLG, especially in their current state, I'm going to be so upset. So do not even get me started. Give me TSM in that one. Hopefully TSM can start to gain some confidence and start playing better. I mean, especially a guy like Lost could really, really use a confidence booster at this point. TSM needs to get some momentum rolling. You got to pick up those easy wins when they present themselves against teams like CLG. And then finally, for some reason, every day, we're having some boring matchups to end the day. Dignitas CLG, Immortals Golden Guardians, and Dignitas 100 Thieves. Like, why are we not having hype games to end the day? I don't know. I don't get it. But we have Dignitas taking on 100 Thieves. I'm obviously going to be going with 100 Thieves. I really, really do like this team, and I think it's a team that's going to start out the gate strong. Maybe fade a little bit as the season goes on, but I think coming out the gates are going to be strong because they have so much existing synergy from last year. Just like they started the lock-in tournament strong, I think they still have a big advantage over a lot of these teams who maybe have still not gotten to scrim and practice and stuff a ton together just yet. But these are just my picks, my thoughts, my predictions, my breakdown analysis on every single game of week 1 of the LCS season. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions as well. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what picks, what teams do you guys think are going to win? What picks are you making? Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? What matchups are you most excited for? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Drop a like if you did enjoy this video. It helps you out so much. Click that subscribe button. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!